elementary when I was 5. I did like classical piano all the way up until I graduated high school, and between that, my brother and I were trying different musical things, and so I started playing like electric bass when I was 8, and electric guitar when I was like 10. I picked up the drums finally when I was 12, and that's like kind of what I ended up pursuing for school. I played my first, professional paid gig in Nanaimo at a restaurant called Elio's. That's not there anymore. It was like this little Mediterranean restaurant, and it paid $50, and I was like 12 years old or something like that. And honestly. My dad, he was like kind of like he played guitar and sang like Korean folk songs and things like that. Taught himself how to play. My mom's not really a musician. She was just somebody who really loved music, and I actually owe a lot of my like career to her because she had a friend that was well, they're still friends. It's like a business partner, and he was like an amateur jazz guitar player from Japan. And when I was like 10 years old, he sent us like a box of CDs of what he believed to be like the greatest or the most essential jazz recordings of all time. It was probably like 25 or 30 CDs, and they definitely were some of the most like important. There's still albums that are true to me like today. This day and age. And she loved music. She was always pushing me to do music, maybe not as a career, because I don't know if any parent should think that their kids should do music as a career. It's just something that you kind of end up doing. But they're not really what I would call like musicians in that way, but they were music lovers, and they pushed me to go down that path if I was interested in it. And by the time I was like 14, they already kind of knew that I think that this is what I was gonna do, and she was like, you gotta apply to Berklee College of Music, which is where I ended up going later. And she knew a lot about jazz and things like that because her business partner, they would always stop in New York and go to all these shows. And I remember when I was like 10 and into punk rock music and didn't care anything about jazz, my mom would come back from these trips and she'd bring me like a t-shirt from like Blue Note and like all this cool stuff, and I'd be like, that's stupid, like I want to play my like rock music and like all that stuff, but wish I had those shirts now.